Hare Krishna Patil ji, how are you doing? You know, welcome,
Hare Krishna,
welcome
Hare
to
Krishna.
welcome to Bharat Marg. Thanks for your time. You are coming from Mysuru, the epicenter of Savarkar issue today, and it used to be a Maharashtra issue, and now it is big time going as a issue in Karnataka. And this is what the strong man of Yediyurappa, who even Modi cannot do anything after breaking the 70-year frame line, he brought him back into the highest panel. Mr. B.S. Yediyurappa launches Veer Savarkar Rath Yatra in Karnataka. What is that Veer Savarkar and so much of rise in the Hindu community? What is happening with Savarkar? Why Savarkar now? But anyway, before going further, this is what we will be discussing about before going further. Friends, if you are here with Bharat Mark, please make sure to like the video, subscribe the channel Bharat Mark, and also press the notification button so that you can get to know whenever we go live and whenever we upload new videos so that you can stay connected. Okay, thank you for your support. And here is Mr. P.V. Patel from Mysuru. Yeah, what is happening? Why Savarkar?
Yeah, so Savarkar is become a national emotion now because there's too much of one-sided narrative the last 70 plus years. Now it's very important. We need to have the real history told to the newer generation of the people. So it's very, very important. It's not just about some party ideology or anything. We need to know the real history.
Mhm.
Uh, Unfortunately, most of us have been taught that only one family or couple of families or few, no, handful of people have fought for this independence.
Mhm.
But unfortunately, it is not so true. There have been millions and millions of people who have worked for this independence, and they've lost lives also, which unfortunately has not been told. Not even 1% has been told the truth. So therefore, it has become very important. The new generation, even people like us, would like to know the real story. So therefore, it has become a national sentiment. It's become a national emotion now to know the truth.
But
It's not about party or it's not
Savarkar,
about ideology.
Savarkar is not even considered as a freedom fighter by many quarters, and he is considered as a stooge of British by many quarters. And why Savarkar and why Karnataka Hindus are so emotional about Savarkar? I heard in Maharashtra Savarkar is a big issue, but in Karnataka, is this a new one, or it has been always like this, Patilji?
No, well, to be frank, BJP uh, has never leveraged um, any of their icons to that extent till now, be it
Mhm.
Hegdevar Saab or Madan Mohan Malviya Saab, Mukherjee Saab. Most of their founders, the RSS founders, have never been leveraged except, of course, the Rath Yatra of Ayodhya. So this is the Rath Yatra moment.
That is when they were in opposition.
Yeah, that's when. Yes, yes, yes. So only during opposition they took it up. But the opposition parties on and off government, they've been only talking about one family or two families, right? So why Savarkar now? Savarkar is not because BJP brought up. Savarkar has been in the annals of the history all the time, but it is the Congress which has raked up the Savarkar issue now. Why put up a Savarkar's photo in a Muslim area? That is the one anti uh, constitutional remark. Article 25 to 30 talks about the equality, no race, no language, no any other differences. We
Mhm,
are all equal.
mhm.
But why have a Savarkar photo in a Muslim area? This is the watershed moment in the history of remembering the independence struggle. And this is going to play big time, and Congress has laid a trap for itself. And everybody is just falling into it. BJP is just riding the wave. That's all. It's an Ayodhya moment, Ayodhya Rath Yatra moment for the Karnataka particularly and the nation in general. Savarkar is the Rath Yatra moment of Ayodhya.
Means, do you think the Karnataka CM was not able to make it, and that's why Yediyurappa was brought in? Because here you can see in the picture, Mr. Yediyurappa is waving. This is the first first association he comes to in Karnataka after becoming the member of the highest decision making policy making
Parliamentary board.
committee. And
Yes,
he comes to Mysuru and waves a saffron flag for Savarkar. No, we don't see CM nowhere.
that's right. That's right. So, well, after Yediyurappa Sahab has been sort of
Put on the back burner.
remain, I wouldn't say removed. After that, after he left the CM post because of his age or whatever reasons, um, and the elections being just a couple of years away, so probably the BJP parliamentary board thought that he is much above the the state politics at this age with this kind of the experience that he carries. तो इसलिए उन्होंने सोचा होगा कि येडियुरप्पा साहब का बहुत बड़ा रोल है नेशनल लेवल पे. And Yediyurappa Sahab has never been interested in the national politics. That's because uh, he is the reason why BJP is in South.
Mhm. In
Uh,
South at all, absolutely.
Absolutely. The whole of South, the entire South looks up to him, in fact. All right.
Right.
More than C.T. Ravi or B.L. Santosh.
So
Yediyurappa is known in the entire South India.
C.T. Ravi was yesterday's kid and Yediyurappa's regime, right?
Right. So what was Yediyurappa some 30, 40, 50 years back? I feel C.T. Ravi is today. I feel.
Oh, really?
Yes, yes, yes. He's quite
Oh,
organized. He's a cadre person, very well organized. We
but I
still
didn't
don't know.
see him anywhere during the time of Praveen or anything like that. You know
No,
that
he's
that
been. See, he being the national general secretary, he can't get involved into local issues to that level. But behind the screen, he's been always there.
okay.
Um, yes, he's been always
So
there.
you mean to say he's as big as Yediyurappa 50 years back? That is a big
Absolutely.
statement.
You'll see that. I mean, you don't have to wait for 30, 20 years. You just wait for 2024.
Okay.
Yes, 2 years away from now.
Wow. Okay. He's getting molded, you think? But see, this is what Mr. Yediyurappa is saying to Sitaramaya. He says, if he, that is Sitaramaya, continues to issue statement like this, that is against Savarkar, the people of the state will teach him a lesson. We will propagate among people the patriotism of Veer Savarkar. It is going to be a quiet one. We will not gather huge group, he stated. And then he goes on to say, it is wrong to portray Veer Savarkar was not a freedom fighter. Only those who do not have an idea of religion and nation can make such a irresponsible statement. The statements on Veer Savarkar by opposition leader Sitaramaya does not suit his dignity, says Yediyurappa.
True, true, very true, and very timely. See, in the last 7, 8 years, we have seen whenever you want to crush the opposition on an issue that has no relevance to nation building, no relevance to development, but it's only about politics. The standard technique the BJP has used is draw a bigger line, draw a bigger line next to the line. Okay, instead of chopping that line off, you draw a bigger line, right? You take any issue for that matter. So therefore, here Congress used to always ride on one man, one name, right? Now, how do you make that line shorter? Cut it, remove it? No, you draw a bigger line, and this line is drawn and given to a BJP platter by none other than they themselves, the Congress. So Veer Savarkar is that bigger line which is going to integrate not only in Karnataka, all across the country. This is, as I said, Ayodhya Rath Yatra moment of the independence struggle, the real history behind it. Integrating all the nationalists. I wouldn't say just Hindus, but any nationalists would get
Mhm.
integrated across the state. I mean, across this country within the next 2 years.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I just want to let the people know that Rath Yatra is going to happen till August 30th,
That's
right?
right.
And friends, if you have any question about it, Mr. P.V. Patel is right from Mysuru. You can feel free to ask him any questions you have. And
Please.
about Rath Yatra, that is happening. And so now, not only in Rath Yatra, Patilji, we see Savarkar photos in also in Ganesh Chaturthi,
That's right.
Mahotsavs.
That's right. So yeah, as I said, this is now become an emotion. It's not about the place or the occasion. It is become a national emotion now. Any and every occasion, it will be used now, and this is going to be the talk of the nation. Uh, as I said, till the next general elections are fought, until the nation accepts the real truth behind the independence struggle. Not only Veer Savarkar, but there are, as I said, millions of people who need to be brought into the mainstream of the independence struggle, and we need to be told the real history. Yes.
Absolutely. This question is for Mr. P.V. Patil and also for the people who view this video. I want to ask this question. Do you think the time has come to give Bharat Ratna for Veer Savarkarji? Do you think will BJP government have the courage enough to do it at this time?
Well, it was proposed 2 years back in Maharashtra during elections. It got diluted because of MOA, the government, the Maha Vikas Aghadi taking over the government. That whole thing got diluted. BJP could not come back to the power. So even today, it is more or less the Shiv Sena which is running the state with the BJP backing. But I think eventually this will happen. This should have happened long time back. But better late than never. This is something that will happen, I think, uh, before 24 or after 24. This has to happen. This should happen.
I think this should happen this year because Karnataka election is coming. If you are seeing in a political spectrum, and it's a big matter. Yediyurappa has got involved. That means there is a huge crowd and momentum is going to be there with
Absolutely.
this.
I saw that. I had gone to the city today. I saw that huge rush of people running around. I was a little bit caught off guard. I did not know this Rath Yatra thing because I was also a bit busy running. So then I got to know that there was a lot of enthusiasm. I thought, people are just shopping around for Ganeshji festival. But yes, Ganeshji festival is going on. It's going to come up. But then the actual energy was because Yediyurappa Sahab was in Mysuru, and all the Rathayatra is being kicked in from today. The South Karnataka, which is the stronghold of both JDS and the Sitaramaya constituency. So therefore, it carries a lot of significance. I think it's going to happen, spread to every district headquarters and all across the nation eventually.
Absolutely. Before going further, folks, please know that with Bharat Marg, now you can learn Sanskrit online for a free certification course. You can enroll it by sending a WhatsApp to +16479644790, and you can also become a member of Bharat Marg and become a part of all the good deeds we do, like Go Seva, Godan, Nandi Seva, Nandidan, Amavasya, Annadan, and also all kind of pujas and havans. You can check it on our site, and also in the process support our work at Bharat Marg. And you can now also participate in the Tirtha Yatra luxury private trips taken by Bharat Marg. And this is senior citizen friendly, and it's a private tour, and also it's friendly for special need people. You can WhatsApp us +16479644790 for more details. And also do know that we send one dharmic message every day. For subscribing freely, you can send a WhatsApp to +16479644790 and stay connected with our WhatsApp. And back to Patilji. Patilji, so what is the agenda now? Do you think Savarkar can win the election? That's what BJP thinks. Savarkar, they are really want to make Savarkar an icon, which they didn't do so far in the 8 years.
Yeah. So Savarkar is on mainstream. If you recall, a year back, things were about halal, about hijab, and things like that. So you never know. Many things will come up because the way Siddaramaya is going about, he's getting into controversy one or the other on a daily basis, and he's getting dragged, making it such a big issue because he is an ex-chief minister. People don't take it lightly, and it has become, in fact, hot ghee in the throat of Congress. They don't know whether to spit it or swallow it, and that is why they are trying to, on one hand, trying to distance from his comments. On the other hand, they can't live without him. So I think Savarkar is already on mainstream. He doesn't have to try anymore, because that is a big statement. It is anti-constitutional. Please note this point. Muslim area should not have come from his mouth. I think this has been
But
deliberately planned.
Sitaramaya, how come he can say that Savarkar poster cannot be in Muslim area? That's
Yes,
very weird. Is that a
that is
Sharia complaint area or what?
see. I want you to also understand. All these things happened only when Yediyurappa sir was made part of the BJP parliamentary board. You remember in the last discussion I mentioned this. We should have a separate discussion about this.
Mhm.
Yes, when the Prince Charming became the Lingayat in the presence of Siddharamaya and all that, you had asked me what is the story
You
about.
mean Pappu Khan?
So
Yes.
I told you that day itself that there's another debate required, and this is what this debate is all about. I think this was the timing. It was all about timing. Yediyurappa Saab became the BJP parliamentary board member, and then the rest is now we're discussing. So I think the timing was something that they were waiting for. This is not something unplanned. I think it's very much planned. I really don't want to say more than this right now.
Okay. And how do you think this is a poster from Karnataka, right?
Right.
And how do you think this is going to have a spillover in Maharashtra with Savarkar on the Ganesh Chaturthi posters? Do you think this will spill over in Maharashtra too?
Absolutely. I mean, this is actually a Maharashtra agenda. In fact, if you ask me, this is the unfulfilled promise of Maharashtra. 2 years back, as I said before the Maharashtra elections, this was supposed to happen. This kind of way was supposed to come. But as I said, no, BJP never leveraged their icons. It is, in fact, Congress is helping them do it now. Obviously,
Absolutely.
not only Maharashtra. I mean, if it is in Maharashtra, it is everywhere. It is
Right.
everywhere.
Right.
So this will go like a wildfire now. Yes, and more
Absolutely. Thank you.
importantly,
Thank you.
yes.
Yeah. Please go ahead. Finish it up.
No, I was just about to conclude saying that the common factor between Maharashtra and Karnataka is right now the governments, the respective governments, both are BJP led or BJP supported, and Savarkar is a common icon uh, because he's almost like a border man. Uh,
And also, he's an icon of India. You
He's an
know.
icon of India, of course. But a lot of if you go through his history, some of his friends, gurus, this and that, a lot of connections to Karnataka, especially the northern part of Karnataka, whether it is Bhimarao Ambedkar Sahab ho, Savarkar ho, ji ho. So a lot of connections between. I'm talking about the uh, pre, the 1952 India, where the state reorganization had not taken place. So a lot of connections there. So I think today Karnataka and Maharashtra there's hardly any difference. So whatever little border disputes were there, that was all politically motivated by Raj Thackeray and all that, will get completely diluted. Anyway, he's become irrelevant now. So Savarkar is a national emotion. Yes,
Absolutely.
let's go
Thank
for
you
Bharat.
very much. And I want to say, people, what do you think? Savarkar, it's time for Savarkar to get Bharat Ratna. Is the rise of Hindus happening from Maharashtra, Karnataka? Will it spill over all over Bharat through Maharashtra now? What do you think? And thank you for Mr. P.V. Patil for coming and sharing from the epicenter of Mysuru. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Dr. Mr. P.V. Patil ji.